You've heard it 1,000 times. Wake up at 5 a.m. and your life will change. The successful people do it. The warriors do it. So if you're not doing it, you must be weak, right? Wrong. Because here's a truth almost nobody in this space will admit. Waking up at 5 a.m. is not discipline, and chasing it might actually be keeping you weak. Stay with me, because what really builds an unbreakable mind is something completely different. Let's tear this myth apart. First, let's be fair. Where did this whole idea even come from? There's a real observation buried underneath it. A lot of high performers do wake up early. They talk about their quiet mornings, their routines before sunrise, and people saw that and drew a simple conclusion. Early rising equals success. So they set their alarms for 5 a.m., dragged themselves out of bed, and waited for the transformation. But here's what they missed. They confused the symptom with the cause. Waking up early didn't make those people disciplined. They were already disciplined. The early rising was just one expression of it. It's like watching a strong person lift heavy weights and thinking the barbell made them strong. No, the strength came first. The barbell was just where you could see it. So what happens when a normal person forces themselves up at 5 a.m. without that foundation? Let me tell you exactly what happens. They wake up exhausted. They stumble through the morning running on almost no sleep. They white-knuckle it for a few days, maybe a week, and then they crash. They sleep through the alarm, feel like a total failure, and decide they just aren't disciplined enough. The 5 a.m. rule didn't build them up, it broke them down. And worst of all, it convinced them that discipline wasn't for them. But here's where it gets interesting. Because the problem was never the person, it was the rule. Discipline doesn't end when the routine becomes comfortable. In fact, that's where the next challenge begins. Because once your habits are in place, the enemy changes. It is no longer laziness, it becomes complacency. You start believing that because you've had a few good weeks, you've earned the right to relax. You convince yourself that skipping today won't matter because you've been so consistent lately. And maybe once, it won't. But discipline is rarely destroyed by one big decision. It's slowly eroded by hundreds of small compromises that seem harmless in the moment. That is why the warrior never becomes arrogant. Confidence is valuable. Pride is dangerous. The moment you think you've mastered discipline is often the moment you stop protecting it. Every day is a new opportunity to either strengthen your character or weaken it. Every morning is another vote for the person you're becoming. You're never simply maintaining your standards. You're either raising them or lowering them. There is no standing still. Most people spend their lives waiting for motivation to return. They wake up asking themselves whether they feel inspired. They search for the perfect mood, the perfect playlist, the perfect weather, the perfect circumstances. But motivation is unpredictable. It comes and goes like the wind. Discipline is different. Discipline shows up whether the sky is clear or covered with clouds. It works on exciting days and boring days. It works when you're confident and when you're full of doubt. That's why discipline always outlives motivation. Motivation starts the journey. Discipline finishes it. Look at the greatest achievements in any field. They weren't built through occasional bursts of brilliance. They were built through relentless repetition. The musician practices scales that nobody will ever hear. The athlete performs drills that never appear in the highlight reel. The writer fills pages that will never be published. From the outside, it looks repetitive. From the inside, it's the process that creates mastery. Greatness is usually hidden inside ordinary actions repeated far longer than most people are willing to endure. This is where patience becomes part of discipline. We live in a world that celebrates instant results. Lose 10 pounds in 10 days, build a business in 30 days, become successful overnight. But reality doesn't work like that. Trees don't become forests in a week. Mountains aren't carved by one storm. Even the strongest steel is forged through repeated heat and pressure. Lasting strength takes time. The people who stay patient while continuing to work are the ones who eventually become impossible to ignore. There will be days when your progress feels invisible. You'll study and still feel behind. You'll train and see no change in the mirror. You'll work on your goals while everyone else seems to move ahead faster. Those are the moments that separate dreamers from warriors, because anyone can keep going when the rewards are obvious. The real test is whether you keep going when nothing seems to be happening at all. Remember this, seeds spend a long time growing beneath the surface before anyone sees the first sign of life. Your discipline works the same way. Every focused hour, every completed workout, every promise kept, every distraction ignored is building something beneath the surface. You may not see the results today. Others may not notice tomorrow. But eventually the foundation becomes too strong to stay hidden. One day people will call your success sudden, completely unaware of the years spent building it in silence. Silence is another lesson discipline teaches. You don't need to announce every goal. You don't need to broadcast every workout or every early morning. Some of the strongest people you'll ever meet move quietly. They don't chase validation because they know applause doesn't create results. The work creates the results. Let your actions speak long before your words ever do. There's also incredible freedom in discipline, even though many people think it's restrictive. They imagine discipline as chains. In reality, it's the key that unlocks freedom. Financial freedom comes from disciplined spending and investing. Physical freedom comes from disciplined health habits. Mental freedom comes from disciplined thinking. Time freedom comes from disciplined priorities. Every freedom worth having is built on a foundation of self-control. Without discipline, your impulses become your master. With discipline, you become your own leader. Discipline doesn't mean becoming emotionless. Warriors still feel fear, exhaustion, and frustration. The difference is, they don't let temporary emotions control their decisions. They keep moving despite the resistance. When you live this way, you stop comparing yourself to others. Your only competition becomes the person you were yesterday. The question is simple. Am I stronger, wiser, more focused, and more reliable than before? Comparison steals energy from your own growth. Focus on your path, keep your promises, and trust your process. Eventually the world may notice, but you won't need its approval anymore. The strongest people aren't built through attention or applause. They're built through quiet dedication, in the moments when nobody is watching. That's where true character is formed. Discipline isn't just about success. It's about becoming someone you respect, someone who keeps promises, does the right thing without supervision, and stays committed even when it's difficult. Every promise you keep to yourself strengthens your character. Over time, those small choices create a foundation that can withstand anything. So don't focus on motivation, comparison, or the clock. Ask yourself one question. What is the next right action? Then take it. One decision, one promise, and one ordinary day at a time, until you become the person you always wanted to be.